Well, chess fans, another stunning development as Magnus Carlsen is grinding down yet another elite grandmaster who seems to have cracked. Poor Hu Yifan has transposed. She did it to herself. She forced the trade of queens and suddenly reached this position and had a moment of eureka. Oops, she's now lost.
Yeah,
And
we got the line on the board we had covered before,
and now
Black is in Zugzwang after the move C3.
And that is indeed what Magnus has done, and it looks like he's going to up his score or to keep his perfect result against the world's number one ranked lady, Hu Yifan.
Yeah, expecting a handshake in a second.
Well, this has really been a setback because, what was it, through 5-6 rounds or there's about, Hu Yifan was doing really incredibly well.
Yeah, she won a nice game also against Navarra.
A beautiful game, a splendid game.
And actually, she played quite well today. She had a very solid position.
And just this, and there is the handshake to end round 11, and the world champion extending his lead thanks to a slip up also on the game of Fabiano. So now enjoying a 1-point lead. I think Magnus is a bit unhappy about his own play, but nonetheless, it's the result, right?
The result which counts in the end. So
yeah, and he has extended his lead by a full point now.
Yeah, because Fabiano drew. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Wow. You know, you sit here and watch it unfold. You know, like it's a big difference than when you play over a game that you had never noticed, and you say, "How did he win that?" And then you're watching it live. We got a front row seat, and we're seeing a very strong elite grandmaster crack.
Yeah, and it's not a surprise anymore. He does it every time and time again. He's repeating this. His successes in this way. People are just cracking under the pressure in those end games.
Remarkable. All right, take us around. Do we have other games in progress? I think all the games are being drawn, with the exception of
there's
Magnus.
One more result, or no? It was the game of Pavel. We just
saw with Wesley. So
yeah. So we have still 2 more games in progress in the Masters. Yeah.
Essentially, Ding Liren is trying to draw. He has great compensation for
a pawn.
This
pawn
he thought he needn't blunder his b5 pawn, which he did.
There was absolutely no need.
I'm sure he had a blackout there, a couple too many blackouts.
Yeah, a lot of strange things happening in most
rounds.
of the games. Yeah.
And
Wai
Yi, he's been better, but wait a minute. We thought no. I think it's just this pawn has been blocked, and we're going to see. No, wait a minute. Rook f6, rook g5.
No, but
oops.
But you can play rook d2 here.
Rook d2. Thank you. Boy, for a moment there, I'm saying, why did Sergei give up control of the d6 square? Thank you. He hasn't, in fact. Actually, now that I think about it, can I grab a pawn? Can I be my greedy best?
So what do you do after d6?
Well, I don't think about it too much. I just get behind the pawn. Now you have to give me a check, don't you? Yes.
I don't see
no.
follow-up here.
No, you do have a follow-up. Robert, I've got an engram I'm dealing with. I can do it, with rook g3. There's still an issue in the position, isn't there? I mean,
yeah, the rook is not really controlling, keeping an eye on this d pawn.
Right.
So, although what happens in Well, if you play a move like King E8, then
well, then I've got you in a beauty, right?
You've made already.
That's a funny mate.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
You're gonna miss something later.
Yeah, that's one of them. So you could play like, I don't know, A6, new variation. But in this case, there's also a guy over here.
Two passed pawns.
Yeah. No, this isn't
Getting
the way
out of
to
hand.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought black was doing fine, having put the bishop on d6.
Well, in fact, that's what I thought he had for the longest time. Why did you need to play bishop? Why doesn't he just play bishop to d6, right, and rook h6, and then draw?
Bishop d6 looks so natural.
It certainly does. Why did he do this? Well, he didn't do rook a2.
Yeah, but suddenly you got to calculate some lines, yeah, with all these passed pawns and.
Right, and very. Maybe it's just fine. Okay, hold on. Like, no real reasons to panic, but it's a strange way of holding the position.
Yeah.
To allow, you just set up the blockade, right, and then you go rook h6. And surprising. There was some action going on in the challengers.
In the challengers, yeah.
It was. It's a crazy. A crazy field where we thought that Dieter Nisapianu was winning this ending. This is the ending that we reached, and it's white to move, right?
Yeah, rook c5 has just been played, so black went back with his rook to the 5th rank to cover the pawn. But
and we were looking at the move g5 with the obvious intention that rook takes g5 will cost black his rook after rook b4. And if you don't deal with this pawn, well,
the check follows.
There's a check on b4. And then king h5, and we just escort the pawn up the board nicely, no? So winning position for Dieter. That is
shaking up the field.
What happened in Safarli's game? Because he was in second place, I believe.
I think was Dreev not in second place? I'm confused.
I think they may have been sharing second.
Yeah.
What has happened?
But okay, let's check Safarli against the Dutch youngster. So there's some action going on.
Is this in progress?
Yeah, it's still in progress. This is the actual position, which I think it started out with the French, some Wiener line.
Okay.
What's
Jordan? This is an exchange for this really powerful bishop, right? But there's a passer in the position. Why isn't he doing anything with his passer? Well, he's afraid of e6 and maybe rook e1 and knight f4.
Yeah, maybe some pieces are entering at some point. And actually, queen takes f8 is a threat.
A big threat.
So king needs to move. Wow, e6. What happens if king takes? It's mate somewhere.
I'd be afraid that there would be a mate, yes.
There would be a mate.
There is a mate. New variation. Well, just a second. Having said that, rook h6, king d7.
Tough to calculate for me now.
Right. Getting late in the day. Possibly just the simple move, bishop e5. Knight takes e5, d takes e5.
Yeah.
Doesn't look bad. Knight is coming
Queen
to
f6,
d4,
rook h6.
queen f6.
Everything. Yeah, bishop e5.
Ooh. So king c6, bishop e5 anyway. Takes. Rook b2. Gotta stop that knight from jumping into the board.
But
first impression, it's great for white, but is it wrong impression? I'm not so sure. What do you play as white?
Well, take on f7 or
take
e7.
on f7. Go ahead. Take f7.
Well, there are too many tempting continuations.
Well, I want to play queen a7 check against both, right?
Ah, right. That's a good one. I missed actually.
Yeah, queen a7 check. You can't go knight d4 check.
So actually, okay, there are some other moves as well. Maybe rook h6.
Okay.
Or do you believe in one of the pawn moves? Take on f7, or I think it's not really helping white. No,
I'm
but
confused at the moment.
Your rook is also
hanging. Yeah, but
I would play rook h6.
Okay.
I like to bring my rook into the attack.
So,
not sure it's a wise decision.
check.
Where?
A7, queen a7 check. Yeah.
A7 and
King has to go somewhere. Okay. And
queen e3. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not what I want if I go king f1.
Queen e3. Now you only have one. Well, hold on, but it's a good check. Don't stop.
e7.
Knight d4 check. Now I can't play king c5. Then you take the rook with the check. Oops.
Is it checkmate?
No idea. Check on c8. King has to go to d3. Check on a6.
So many king walks today.
Yeah.
King
Queen a6, and I can at least protect myself now with knight e2.
Ah, sure. Check.
Jeez.
No, you shouldn't enter this line. It's
Weird line. Magnus Carlsen might analyze it and enter it, but for mortals, you may miss something. Yeah.
Yeah. Give him 10 seconds.
Right. This is a huge result, by the way. Very, very pivotal game. And then you mentioned Dreyev as well. What was happening in Alexei Dreyev's game. He's playing Sam Sevian, yeah? Ah, we have a tweet.
An exhausted
Carlsen left the area without speaking to the press.
Wow.
There you go. Magnus is a very self-critical world champion. Of course, like every chess player, is very happy to win, but he's very unhappy to win games where he felt that an injustice had been done.
Sure.
Like that he won by luck or by, he wants to win proper, correct, good play.
Like a real sportsman does in general. Self-criticism is part of the success.
Yes.
But actually, it's kind of strange. Isn't it in the player's contract to show up for the press? I mean, what happens if it's a world championship match? Players have to show up.
And I think the short answer to that is that they could potentially be fined.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the contract, but no organizer wants to
fine Magnus.
Fine Magnus. They would just basically say,
next
Magnus,
time,
would you
please
be so kind next time as to not run away? But I think he just felt that is wrong. Yeah.
We have another result. Black won. No way. Ding won.
Let's bring that. That would be a big surprise to us. We thought that white.
Oh no.
No.
No way.
Not one of the old getting him from behind routines.
Where did he?
Well.
So this, knight d4.
Yeah. Queen b4.
So you can take the rook. Queen e4.
Okay.
Rook takes b2. Okay, actually,
this is a weird way of playing for white. So what happened now?
f6.
Okay, g6.
No, he played queen d6.
Oh, there's a mate threat on h2. Oh no, this is where he played queen e5 and rook d1.
If you take on d6, then take with check.
This is exhaustion. I mean, that's
this
what
is
it
one of
does.
those moments like
Yeah, you
reminds
just
me of
really-
the game of Mamadiyarov. He blundered the rook,
Yes.
which was more
Yeah.
terrible,
Horrifying.
yeah, horrifying. Indeed.
At least here he had to find a move,
was a trick,
variation. Well, what can you say? These players, they're playing in a marathon event to begin with, and you play, 5 hours. All it takes is a momentary lapse of concentration, and you make a horrifying blunder like rook, queen e5, or f6.
Yeah, those things happen. But okay, a lot of things went wrong.
Yeah.
Before that.
Yeah. Well, this was bad. This was just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
It happens in a long tournament.
Yeah. It looked like Dreyev was winning that game, by the way. just
Yeah,
to make,
let's
just kinda
go back
wrap
for a
it-
second there.
Wrap up that one, because if Dreyev
Yeah, this is absolutely hopeless.
connected pass pawns, of course,
Yeah, you can just take it.
and that would make it very simple. Yes.
Easy win for
Easy.
black.
Wow.
So
that
Dreyev will take
dro-
over the lead then,
or maybe Safarli
yeah.
they could share or something of that nature. Okay.
So then we have seen almost all the games. There's still. By the way, since
Yes.
Ding won, is he getting?
I think that brings him to
to-
+1 or 50%. I don't think he was doing that.
No,
great.
no. I think he was on +1, so we'll move up to +2.
No, really?
Yeah.
How did he? Am I thinking he lost in the railway station game? Here we have.
we have the standings.
Okay.
He's moving up to +2.
Dude, he did.
Yeah, he's now in
Wow.
third place.
Yes. Because Anish Giri and Wesley So stay at +1.
And Ding is still playing in one of the next rounds. He's playing
Again,
tomorrow.
Magnus.
I think he's playing tomorrow with Magnus.
There's a Wesley So. Magnus Carlsen has 2 final games with Ding Liren and Wesley So.
So tomorrow we have Wesley So against Magnus Carlsen,
Okay.
Seirawan van Wely, and Ding Liren Elyanov.
Well, it's remarkable. Tomorrow, Wesley So at +1 will play Magnus Carlsen, who currently stands at +5. If Wesley could ding Magnus and bring him back to +4, and Ding Liren was to win against Pavel, we could actually have a game in the last round for first place.
Let's hope for it.
I think, that would be amazing. But Ding Liren, well, as we step up to wrap up to this round's coverage, I think we saw 2 amazing gifts in this round, Robert. Essentially, Magnus Carlsen had a smidge. Hu Yifan was defending great. Suddenly transposed into a dead lost king and pawn endgame. Ding Liren,
The blunder.
He was much better, I thought. He blundered away his majority. He was a pawn down, not begging for a draw, but expecting a draw at any moment. And then
And don't forget the game of Luke van Wely against David Navarra.
that was actually
which was a
a
fantastic
great
start.
game.
Yeah.
That was the great game. I mean, Luke in a horrible position found scrambled.
Mamadiyarov against Karana. Every
was
game contains
also
some excitement. So
Yeah, it was wild, but in the end, it was really 2 gifts. The players giving away the point wholeheartedly. Wow. So 2 big games still for the Magnus, for the
Magnus,
world champion.
for the Magnus to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he will play Wesley So and Ding Liren in the final round, and this
Yeah.
weekend.
Probably
It's
the
gonna
gap
be
is too big for
Plus
one of
5.
those. Yeah. No, he's 1 point ahead of Fabiano. It's
Yeah.
too much to catch him up in the standings, but for sure two more exciting games in prospect.
Yes.
For the world champion.
Well, everyone, on behalf of myself and
Yeah.
Robert Rees, I hope you enjoyed today's coverage. I'm a little bit stunned by the outcome of some of these games. And please be sure to join us tomorrow at the same time as we present the penultimate round, round 12, here from Wijk aan Zee. Robert, it was great.
It was
as
great
always.
fun. Yeah, let's hope for more action to come.
Indeed.